how I went from this to this. What's up guys, it's Rikki here. I'm a rock guitarist and I'm currently a permanent touring band member of Priya Raghu and Martin Smith. I was also featured on ITV's Saturday night show Game of Talents as a rock guitarist. Today, I'm going to talk about how I learned guitar solo improvisation. Just a disclaimer, I don't think I'm there in terms of improvising. There are so much to learn and so much to improve on. It's actually a rather subjective topic of discussion. However, given a lot of artists nowadays that I work with hire me for this very skill, I think this would give me sufficient credibility for me to share about this topic. So let's get into it. The first one is to learn solos and improvisations of your favorite guitarist. When I just started learning how to solo, I copied some of my favorite licks from guitarists and I still use till this day. For example, I learned this pentatonic lick from Joe Satriani's Starry Night. And I learned this repeated whammy high notes trick from Steve Lukather's solo, I Will Remember. And also Orianti's various solo guitar parts, which she bends kind of 1.5 tone away and pull off a really crazy fast lick after that. The best way to learn your favorite guitar solos is through Fender Play. Fender Play is a platform with thousands of resources available at your fingertips for a very limited time. Fender Play is offering a 50% off the annual subscription. Check out the link in the description below for more information. Number 2 is to learn scales. Learning scales and solos go hand in hand. Learning scales enable you to know what the guitarists are playing, and the right fingering would really help with the flow across the neck. But be mindful of playing too much scales. Your solos would eventually turn into a scales demo, which you do not want that, only if you play too much of it. And no one will buy tickets to watch you play scales go up and down across the neck. And next we have learn to solo over a song. So why not jam tracks? What I noticed is jam tracks, they would record 4 to 8 bars of the same chord progression and loop it over 10 to 15 minutes without any dynamic changes, which I think that if you jam over a song, there are dynamics, it improves your harmony, it improves everything else that jam tracks couldn't really provide, unless you find a jam track that has good dynamics on it and you can use it. Plan your solos. In the early stages of your soloing journey, it really helps if you plan your guitar solo beforehand. And I don't mean note by note, at least just plan which note you want to start with and which note you want to end with. You can also plan techniques like fast passage, or when do you want to go tapping, or when do you want to do a dive bomb. You can plan all of that. Just bear in mind it doesn't have to be note by note. So story time, when I was in college, I was just really bad at soloing. Basically, I just couldn't save my life with like soloing. So anyway, during my exam, which we had to do solo improvisation, my lecturer gave me a chord sheet with a lot of extended chords. I literally named the sheet Strictly No Blues. So I had to plan my solos note by note because I was that bad. You can argue that it's a little bit of cheating, but well, I had to survive. I had to pass the exam. So nowadays, I still like planning my solos when I can to a certain extent. For example, I planned a solo for Priya's BBC Sounds of 2022 recording of Chicken Lemon Rice. My next point is keep a few tricks up your sleeves. This is sort of like a backup plan. So basically when you're improvising on stage and you run out of ideas, so what do? This is where you pick those tricks like tapping or dive bomb, and then you figure out your next move. Which I hope it never happens to you, but I assure you that it will happen to you. And my next point is put yourself out there so that people know that you can solo or want to solo. Nowadays, social media is the best place to promote your work. It's free and you get your feedback rather quickly. But of course, just watch out for online trolls trolls and people who just want to bring you down. So Guitar World recently released an article about Joe Satriani. The Joe said that young people have to understand that they should spend more time playing music for people and with people because that's our job as musicians. He said, the point is not to get better in our bedroom looking at the mirror. That's not actually a viable way to live. So it's really important to put yourself out there, even though it's just social media. It will really increase your exposure and inspire collaborations, which eventually you would be able to meet musicians face to face and have a jam together. So that's it. I hope this inspires you to step out of your comfort zone and learn how to improvise. If you learn a thing or two from this video, why not check out my Tone Secret series where I talk all about how to create the tone that you desire. Till next time, bye!